Alright, so we are on our way to X-Class race number 4. Today we're racing out in Berkeley, California, just about 30 minutes east of San Francisco across the bay. We're racing at the UC Berkeley drone racing field, so this is going to be a pretty sweet spot. Tons of open space. We're going to have a couple gates, I think, a bunch of flags, and it's going to be some great racing today. So I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, how do I get into X-Class? What parts do I need? How much does it cost? You know, kind of just general questions as far as like what you can expect when you're trying to get into X-Class. So what I'm going to do today is go around and talk to all the pilots and just ask them, you know, what they use for parts, where they got them, where they got their frames, if they did some custom design, and if they're available for you guys to purchase, and you know, like what kind of batteries are they running, and just get you guys, you know, some different options. So if you want to build one, you can kind of have an idea of the different price ranges and what that'll get you. And then my goal is to show you guys race footage from each of these different setups, so you can have an idea of kind of what to expect. And you know, if you want to build the fastest rig, it might not be the cheapest, but you know, once you see how it flies, you might be tempted to build that. So yeah, it should be a great day. A little overcast right now, but I think that's going to clear. But yeah, I just wanted to really do an in-depth look at X-Class builds and performance for you guys, because I know it's really difficult to figure out what parts to put on these things. So yeah, that's my goal today, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and wish me luck on race number 4. What's up, SFPV? This is my X-Class racing rig that I flew all season for season 1. I went undefeated with this rig, winning races 1, 2, and 4. So the frame is a Horus Dreadnought 15. This is a 850 millimeter frame. It's got carbon tubing arms that meet in the middle with kind of a sandwich mini quad style center fuselage with two top and bottom plate, keeping the arms intact, and it's got this other top plate here protecting all the components inside. So for the components, I'm running just a Lux V2 flight controller, Crossfire for the RX, Foxeer Aero for my FPV camera with the OSD, and TBS Unify for the VTX. And for the ESCs, I'm running the RC Timer 80 amp with 1000 UF caps on each ESC. Motors, I'm running the T-Motor F1000. These are the prototypes. I've been hearing that the new version of these, the V3s, actually have been having some cooling issues. So if you're looking to buy some of these F1000s, I would hold off until the next version comes out, which should be pretty soon. For props, I'm running the Master Air Screw 14-inch tri-blades. These props felt amazing as far as handling goes. Top speed wasn't as much as my APC 15-inch dual blades, but the pitch on those was a little bit higher. These are 7, the APCs were 10, and they were also an inch longer. So the motors came down really cold, so I'll probably try running the 15-inch tri-blades, see if these motors can handle it. As far as the weight goes on this frame is pretty heavy. It's one of the heavier rigs that we've seen out here in X-Class racing. But with that added weight comes some durability. So a lot of times when these things crash, there's a lot of weight behind them, a lot of momentum. So I'd rather have a frame that's not going to break, just because they're expensive in the first place, and secondly, you know, it's just hard to get parts for these guys. So I'd rather have a more durable frame, a little bit heavier, not going to have as much top speed, but you know, I'd rather have a rig that can survive a couple crashes, which this one has. So to power my, as you can see here, I have all of my ESC's daisy chain going straight into the pigtail. And then to power all my components, I have a big 5-volt BEC underneath the frame that's powering my LEDs and the flight controller and all the components inside of here.
BS80's on there. Yeah, right. I was gonna push it to 8S, but I didn't do it. It's still 6S. But after this, I'm gonna push it up to 8S, so we'll see. Push the Von Drone, see if I can melt a Von Drone motor.
On drone.
Yeah, 400 kV. These he actually did a special run. Reiner did a special run of these 100 of this first batch of these 400 kV 4114s, and they're pretty cool. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of rigs now, kind of running at the same with the same motor and ESC combo. So we're just kind of starting to work out what would be a spec, right? So playing with some stuff.
Flight controller.
So this is, I don't even know what he's got it in actually. This is it's an F3. I didn't put 3.2 on it. I was thinking about it, but I actually ended up not messing with it as much. I didn't have enough time. But
so it's basically just a regular mini quad except for the ESCs and the motors.
Yep. And this Horace frame.
Obviously. And then what props are those?
So these are 13.65 gem fan carbon fibers. I was going to get some 13.8 APCs, but it didn't happen in time. I think that's the kind of right at the ideal for this prop size or motor size.
Sweet. Good luck.
Nice. Yep. We'll see.
My name's Justin. I go by Koopa. This is Koopax. It's a super stretched X class. Kind of themed after the loggerhead sea turtle. I'm working a BR F3, new TBS version 2 HV, monster V2 camera in the front.
Is that for the? Why'd you go to the CMOS?
I just wanted the bigger field of view and just cleaner video. I just thought the camera was better when it had like kind of more hype train. Also, it has the volt sensing on it, which is nice. So
cool.
It has the built-in OSD, so it's just like my name, the volts, that's it. You know, so it's nice and clean, no extra wiring. These are X-Rotor 40 amps.
Okay. And then the motors, what do you got?
These are RC Timer 360s, 5010s.
5010.
Yeah, this is kind of first gen X-Class, like race 1, race 2. So working out the frame. We moved over to the Von Drone motors, the 400 kV ones, and we just got our 80 amp ESCs last night. So not in time for race 4, but definitely in time for next season.
So this is like Gen 1. These motors, then you're moving up to the Von Drone and the 80 amp.
The Von Drone 400 amp,
and I have the same battery I am.
I have another a True X version of this, no stretch, and it's actually 900 instead of 1200, but same core.
What's up, guys? I'm Shane, Humboldt 710, and this is my custom build. It's got basically the only off-the-shelf parts are the flight controller, the motors, and the ESC. Everything else is custom. Got some Hobby King cheap carbon for testing, basically 20 mil. Using Kydex for the stack for the compression to hold everything together, and then running 15 by 10 inch props, and it's been flying pretty well. Flying it on 6S, using the new FPV or underground FPV 80 amp ESCs.
Ooh, those are tiny.
And so far they've been working out well.
Where'd you get those from?
Underground FPV. They're from Hong Kong.
What about the motors? How do you get these motors?
These motors.
Can you get them?
I don't know if you can get these motors, but you got to know somebody. And his name is Reiner von Weber, Team Von Drone. He's the one who comes up with this wonderful stuff. And
where'd you get the battery? Hobby King?
This battery came from Hobby King right here. Yeah, we got a Turnigy big old fat girl on here.
Wait. You have an on-off button?
That's for the party.
The party?
That's how you turn the party on.
He's got a party button!
It's for all the LEDs.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And you're using a Tango?
Yep, using
Crossfire.
the Tango, Crossfire. Unify is in there.
Oh shit! It's about to get re-up in here!
I've got the Matec F405 stack for my flight controller PDB, the 6S hub. And
oh wow.
It's been working well.
No melting?
No melting yet. It's rated for 170 amps, and I'm only pulling about.
I've melted those on 5-inch 5S though.
Well, you're probably pulling a lot with those big old setups.
His
So
is bigger than yours, I think.
All right, good luck.
Sweet, man. Thank you.
All right, so working our way to the line, the original guy to take 2 sticks, strap electronics to him, and fly it through the air at a high rate of speed. Von Drone preparing the 2 biggest sticks that he's found in quite some time, with the 4 biggest motors ready to do some battle here. He's looking to do some hot laps, and we're waiting patiently as we have a copter recovery going on, and we got a Von Drone making final preparations. It looks like he's ready.
My name is Reiner von Weber, and this is the California Special. And I made this into a plus format, which first of all, I've done an X-Class and Plus. I've done Pluses in the past, and they're fun. They take corners really sharp, and for some reason I have a lot of real estate, so I've got my camera there. Believe it or not, you don't even see this prop. So that's pretty cool thing. And I'm hoping to get some pretty cool footage from the GoPro with the flight controller and the antenna and everything. And we'll see what happens.
Sick.
It's not a real fast one, but it's...
Motors. Von Drone motors and which props?
These are RC Timer 1555s, and I am using RC Timer 45 amp ESCs that Kevin flashed at BL Heli. And these are the ones that we flew in Hawaii. So we keep on recycling them, so I mean, they're good.
And then, yeah, the label looks a little weathered. That sticker.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's been on...
Just a normal flight controller?
F303.
And then just a basic PDB, that's just kind of a connector PDB.
Yeah.
No OSD or anything? You got the OSD on the camera?
OSD's on the camera.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got my voltage and everything.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I started UAVs at Berkeley, which is the club that we run this build out of, and I'm just responsible for leading the project team, so this X-Class drone racing team. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Anne. I'm a freshman mechanical engineering student, and I worked on the propellers with Amra.
I'm Trisha. I'm a junior mechie student, and I did like some of the design work, like designing like the parts on here.
The 3D stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
Check 1, 2.
I'm Amra. I'm a third year
C batteries?
major, and I worked on the propellers with Anne.
If anybody
as well
has
as some of the circuit.
C batteries, we can use them up
I'm
here.
Rafi.
2 of them.
I'm a freshman too from mechanical engineering, and I helped build the frame and install the motors onto the frame too, and some modeling.
Sweet.
Hey, I'm Arnold, freshman CS. So I'm responsible for the motors and all the ESC and the soldering.
I'm Jason, a junior nuclear mechanical engineer, and I helped Trisha with the 3D printed mounts.
Yeah.
So did you guys work with Master Aeroscrew to design the props?
No, these we just found from Andrew and Zoe. They recommended these.
Okay.
So we went first with the 13x8x3 props, and then we went with 14 and 15-inch. Yeah.
So you ended up with 15?
Yeah. 15.
Those motors can handle it?
Yeah, so with these motors, we did some thrust tests on the stand, and we saw that these don't pull more than like 20, 30 amps. Yeah, with these motors. These are lower
kV are those?
These are the 400 kV.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm running 700, so I got to go with 14-inch.
Yep, that's a good medium right there.
And then what ESCs are those?
Yeah, so actually what happened, we were going to run 50 amp Wrath 32-bit ESCs, and we have 3 of them, but last night we found that one was messing up, so we replaced it with a B-rotor 80 amp. Nice. What we did was we set the min-max throttle command values also the same. That's the best we could do.
Is it with the DYS 40 amp?
These are the Wrath 32-bit 50 amp, and then these are the B-rotor 80 amp.
80 amp, that's what I run.
Yeah.
And then you just got a normal stack.
Yeah, we have a Tramp BTX, we have a Runcamp Swift, we have an Omnibus F7 flight controller, and we have a PDB right in the middle. And so we did a lot of this design work for these 3D printed parts. But this is just the first iteration.
This is just solid dowel, huh?
Yeah.
Just a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty standard.
Have you guys broken any arms?
No, but last night when we were testing, we found that these 2 screw holes, we just had like a crash landing from like a couple feet, and these actually popped out. And so we had to actually use longer screw holes. But I think the second iteration, we're gonna not actually screw into the wood dowels. We're gonna use another piece to clamp, so we don't mess with the integrity of the wood. Yeah. Cool. What are you guys' thoughts? You guys did a lot of tests on the motors, right? You want to talk about some of the motor tests with the Zoe motors?
Yeah. So the Zoe motor is really amazing. We have a lot of thrust for the motor, and the power is quite the power is great, and it's very efficient. We of course with the bigger props to get more thrust, but yeah, we're pretty satisfied with the performance of the Zoe motor.
So how come you wanted the Von drones?
Yeah, so
instead of Zoe.
Great question. So we were waiting for our Kamikaze 80 amps to come in from China, and they never came in. So we had to go ahead and buy some like 50 amp. These were the highest we could find on Amazon for the price. And we're like, okay, so the Zoe motor's pulling way more than 50 amps, right? So we had to go with some donated motors by Reiner. He helped us with that. Yeah.
Seems to be the most popular motor out here today. So.
Yeah, and then with the battery, we actually took a note from you using the 5,000 milliamp hour Turnigy 6S.
Working up those fast lap times.
What's up? I'm John Ferry Geyser. This is my X-Class build.
It's a custom prototype that I made in my garage. I cut the CNC, the carbon on the CNC in my garage. And basically my strategy was to turn the middle into a long section so that I could house all the electronics in the middle. That way it rolls really easily because all the weight is like sucked into the middle. And I made these custom quad blades made out of 2 dual blades that I CNC'd and notched together. So basically they're like keyed out and squished together. That's basically it. I mean, all the rest is pretty standard. Just flying 5.8 and 5,000 mAh battery, 60 amp ESCs. These were year-old motors. These are your 4120s that you wrecked into the ground.
Undulates a little bit, rings the bell.
Oh shit, wreck.
Sellers is down. Put your hands together for Sellers with 20 seconds on the master clock.
All right, thanks, man. That's fine.
Coming up next, one of California's fastest pilots. He was the runner-up at the California Road Speed Challenge. You may know him as Me Whoa FPV. He is at the ready. His goggles are down. We are 5 seconds from the start, pilots. 5 seconds. It's a long Very good. Clock is live. Sorry about that. The computer hated us for a second.
You didn't say.
We just got done with race number 4 of X-Class Season 1 coming to an end. And we got off to a great start. We had 8 pilots racing, which is the most we've had so far. We had Corey Mewow FPV. He was a newcomer to the league, so that was awesome to see him out there. He did really well today, flying a rig that he's only flown once. He was flying for Team Dystonian with Zoe FPV. They did great. Corey finished in 3rd place. And his fellow Baylands buddy John Ferry finished in 2nd with his custom-built rig, which was amazing to see. He was flying so smooth. His build's super light, kind of the opposite of mine. My rig's pretty heavy, but he went super light. Using my old T-motors, 4150s, I believe was the size, and he tore it up out there. So I was really happy to see him do good. He's an awesome guy and great pilot, so it's good to see him. That was his 2nd X-Class race, taking home 2nd place. Humboldt 710 ended up in 4th. Unfortunately, we had to nix the final race, so the final standings were based on the fastest 3-lap time, which I won by, I think it was like a second or 2 on top of John Ferry. So we had to end the race because one of the racers' quads caught on fire. I think Zoe had an ESC failure midair, and she came down, crashed on the ground. When she crashed on the ground, the LiPo got punctured and just started a crazy brush fire because there's some long grass out there. And we did our best to put it out, but we couldn't contain it. It was moving really fast. The winds picked up, and there was some really tall grass out there, and it's getting kind of dangerous. But everyone kind of did the best they could to keep it contained, but the fire department got there just in time and put the fire out. But that definitely put an end to the race day. So I ended up winning just because I had the fastest qualifying time, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way X-Class goes. A lot of risk involved, and we're still trying to figure things out. So we're excited for next season. We're gonna have a couple more pilots hopefully for race 1 of next season, probably more than that. So we got, if you guys are interested in joining X-Class, hit me up or join the Facebook group, or go to www.xclass.racing and you can get some more information there. But hopefully this video helps you guys kind of get an idea of what kind of gear to put on these things, and just want you guys to see that you don't have to go out and buy a frame. A lot of these pilots are making custom frames like Humboldt and John Ferry. Zoe's got a whole team behind her, which helps. but you know, her frame is just made out of aluminum tubing and some PVC in the middle to join the arms. So you know, you don't have to go out and buy an expensive frame. You do have to spend some money on the motors and the batteries, but other than that, you know, you can just take a flight controller and FPV and receiver off of your 5-inch rigs and throw them on the X-Class and do fine. So hope to see some more of you guys out there next season, and if you ever have any questions, hit me up on Facebook. Happy to answer any X-Class questions for you guys.